Hey, welcome back guys, and today I'm doing a quick review of this new case by Tailcas. Now, I've never heard of them before, but I saw this case and thought it looked pretty epic on Amazon, so I decided to check it out. It was only $5.99, which is insane, and the whole thing is pretty much made of metal. The whole bumper is made of metal, and the back is kind of a strong plastic. So on the bottom here we have the microphone cutouts, and we also have one extended microphone cutout for some carriers that have a microphone in a different spot. On the side we have the usual stuff. You got your volume rocker, however these are independent buttons that look a little bit like the iPhone 6 Plus's buttons. On the top here we have your headphone jack with your microphone cutout and also your IR blaster. Now all these cutouts are really smooth and they do look pretty good. There's no sharp edges. On the other side we have the power button, and that's also really good. So overall I think it looks really stunning. It kind of reminds me of a 5S, an iPhone 5, 5S, something like that. It's got a two-tone kind of back look to it, which I think's nice, and the front has got like a chamfered edge just around the screen, which also looks really nice. This feels really premium, and the buttons are really tactile. They're really clicky, especially when pressing the volume buttons. You feel the click when you're clicking up and down, which I really like. I hate when it's like squishy. I don't like that at all, but this case makes it feel really good. So yeah, I definitely just think it looks pretty dope, pretty sick. On the back there we have that kind of see-through bit, and it actually shows the Samsung logo there. So you're probably thinking, how the hell do we remove this thing? Now, basically, it's pretty hard to get off. You can't really pry it off with your nails. It's really hard to get off. What I have to do is grip onto the bumper and push the phone through to try and force the back off, and then I kind of like just go around it with my nail and unclick the rest of the little notches. So once it's off, it's really easy. The phone just drops out and you can change your battery. It's really good because you don't need screws to remove this case, so you can just take it off anywhere. Even though it's quite hard, it's not as hard as getting a screwdriver out and unscrewing these tiny little screws, which is good. So the case actually doesn't add much thickness to the phone. It really doesn't at all. It's very similar to some other cases out there, which I'll show later. I'll do a little comparison, not really like a full video of it, but just a small comparison at the end of this video, so you can kind of visualize how thick the case is. So there we go. I've just clicked the back on. You just kind of push down these notches. It's a little bit like the back cover of the Note series where you click it on. So yeah. But here we go. I'm going to compare it to a Spigen case and also a UAG case. So as you can see, they're kind of fairly similar thickness. I think it's a little bit thinner than the UAG, so let's get rid of that. Yep, it's definitely thinner than the UAG one. So we'll just knock that one out, put it down, and try and compare it to the Spigen one. Now the Spigen looks kind of thinner, but I don't think it is. I think it's just because the gold bezel kind of stands out. I think it's roughly the same if we swap it around, maybe swap it around. I'm not sure. If we swap it around this way, I think they're about the same. I think so. If you're wondering how thick it is, then it's about the same as the Spigen case that I reviewed earlier on, which is not that thick. It's pretty good. So yeah, I think it definitely looks the best out of these three. It's really nice. One problem I find is the little slot to take out the S Pen's actually not very big, so it can be kind of difficult, and the edges are slightly sharp when trying to just take it out there. So that's one slight problem. But you also get a speaker cutout, which is really neat. There's no kind of bump, so when you put the speaker, the phone down, the speaker will get really muffled. But that's not much of a problem. You get your camera cutout, which is really good. And as I said before, you get the see-through kind of cutout to show your Samsung logo. So it also says Note 4 at the bottom there. There's just some branding. But I think it really does look a bit like an iPhone 5S. So if you kind of like that look, then it's definitely worth checking this case out, especially for the price. Although it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, it does look good when it's really shiny and clean. Okay guys, don't forget to check the link below if you want to buy the case, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.